Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. My name is Jess and I am an intuitive tarot and oracle card reader, and today we are here for the full moon in Libra. We are going to cover the energy for this full moon and any channeled messages that are going to be coming through as well. If you're looking to just skip to the tarot part, if you're just looking to skip to any predictions in the future, I will put timestamps in the description and in the comment section. Also, if you guys want a more in-depth reading, something personal and private, you can always book a private reading with me, and all the information you need to know will be in the description or the comment section. All right, so let's find the focus of this full moon in Libra. We add up the date, which is April 6, 2023. We add the numbers, but not the zeros, and that comes to 17. 7 plus 1 equals 8, because we don't have 17 on our life journey. If you're thinking, what the hell is going on here? What are you talking about? Let me explain. If you add up the numbers of the full moon that it falls on the date, it's going to give you something to really hone in on. It's going to give you a number on your life journey, which today for the full moon is the number 8. It's focusing on power, it's focusing on authority, it's focusing on strength, and a lot of messages have come through the last couple days and through this meditation that you'll see. It's about finding organization and control, and there's a lot of focus on materialism. This moon is happening at 16 degrees, and there is again a lot of focus on materialistic things that really don't bring much happiness. I feel like there's a focus on mental illness, and that's causing a lack of hope. And I feel like trust is going to be very questionable, and I feel like a lot of us feel trapped, or there's something about codependency, maybe abusive people or relationships or some sort of addiction. Some of the organs that are going to be affected are the pancreas. I feel something to do with insulin. Our skin's going to be very sensitive. Bladder and kidney problems as well, that the full moon is going to be bringing up. Now let's go ahead and just pull some cards from my moon deck and a tarot deck, and we'll see what messages that the full moon in Libra had to bring up today. So some of the energy that I'm picking up on is a strong need for balance and harmony. I think there's something about desiring to keep things nice rather than venturing into like fundamental questions in order to keep the peace. I think we have to remember to share good and bad feelings, and don't be afraid of who we really are despite what is expected of you. There's also the sense that there's something better to come. I'm feeling that there's a lot of change, conflict, and power. I feel like we're dealing with things or feelings representing of like relationships, and I think we're being consumed by belief systems or opinions and thoughts, and I feel like a lot of us are dealing with hurt and fear and frustration, and it's possible that there's a couple chakras that need balancing. I'm feeling more like the throat chakra, the third eye, and the solar plex chakra. Those cards were just jumping out. Okay, let's take a look at these. I also get this feeling that a lot of us are in this fast pace, so we feel like we're not getting enough done. It's also very important that you find balance between your needs and the needs of other people. It'll help all of your relationships. I'm also getting like kind of like a flashback here. You know Rafiki from Lion King? That's who I'm hearing in my head. When he hits Simba over the head and goes like, the past is the past. That's kind of what I'm hearing. And that's the energy going into this full moon in Libra. But this time we really have to make sure that the situation and you are healed. It's not the time to pretend that things are just okay and just to turn a blind eye. There's also something about feelings. I feel like everybody could just explode. I think it's really important that you be sensitive to other people, family, close relationships, or even private issues. They're going to come to a head, and there are relationships, environments that don't promote really healthy living or healthy choices, lifestyles. It's different to overcome emotional biases and see things from a different perspective. With the full moon in Leo and the full moon in Cancer, these are two signs from the full moon that this energy is here, and it's bringing forth that it's a sign of, stop sulking, don't be so clingy, suck up your pride, and, don't worry, everything is it's going to be well soon. The truth is coming out. Fear is going to be released. It's not the time to hold secrets. And it's also having the ability to deal with anxiety. There is an importance to make sure that the wool isn't pulled over your eyes and that we aren't blocking and we are listening to our intuition. There's also a nice message in between these cards about self-care and healing yourself, because once you are healed, everything around you starts to heal. And it's also a reminder to go a little bit easier on yourself and easier on other people, because you just never know. Okay, so let's take a look at our tarot cards and let's see what messages are here for the full moon in Libra. I love this deck. This deck has so much energy. I feel so connected to it, and it always delivers. You can see the cards are just jumping out now. Like that. Look at that. Lots of energy here. I'm going to see if we can try and organize these cards a little bit better. Okay. So there's that energy with the moon being reversed and the devil in reversed, how things are coming to light and we're taking back control. The Six of Swords may be a little bit defensive behavior. I feel like there's something about communication coming up as well. When you want to get angry, don't lose control. Don't turn the things you love into an addiction, whether this is people, whether this is a substance thing, activities, whatever it is. Don't allow yourself and your life to become a train wreck. Be open about desires or aggressions, not, don't play victim. And I feel like with a lot of the cards that are already here, there's a lot of stuff pointing to how you can't be focusing so much on the materialistic stuff. Things won't be so quiet or steady anymore. A lot of things are going to be more open, and whether this is you or others, there's going to be things that are more open. And I feel like not everyone's going to be really tactful. I feel like there's going to be times where you'd have to reveal what's going on, but make sure you're not really telling the whole truth, or maybe you feel like you don't have to tell the whole truth. I feel like people may be more direct, or you feel like you have to be more direct, so don't be surprised if you feel like you have to be a little bit more defensive, and I feel like you'll start to see some of that same behaviors in other people. Once you've attained a secure, comfortable place in relationships, you can be more open with your feelings and to those around you. There is a desire to better your life because of how unhappy or maybe even dissatisfied you are. Maybe you're just dissatisfied with what you have or what you had. And I feel like some have a hard time appreciating what's in front of them. This full moon is telling you, don't allow yourself to fall victim to anything you are given in life, and take the initiative to change what needs to be changed. I'm also seeing two energies here. One isn't thinking about their actions. Someone feels scared and is acting out and could be even convinced that, I don't know, I feel like they're convinced of something, and that's why they feel like they have to be a certain way or say certain things, because I'm seeing somebody possibly even talking badly, even acting like a player, like a delinquent. And it's almost like it's to spite another person. It's to spite the energy number two. Energy number two is, trying to give guidance. It's trying to give advice. And it's this fear of accepting help and becoming defensive of that. Energy number two is just kind of like gliding through life and has a good plan or an idea like to overcome hurdles. I just feel like people are having a hard time trying to accept that change that they have to make themselves to become that better person, or they're having a hard time accepting change and help from other people. There may be a time of rage or conflict or like a war or some sort of breakdown. It's going to feel kind of sudden with the Tower being here. I feel like someone may say something, or a form of communication somehow will get things all tangled up. I think it's important to know the difference between thoughts and emotions, and some things may be assumptions. I feel like people are saying things or doing things because they're assuming stuff. Whether this assumption is correct or not, it's important that it goes all back to open communications, comfortability, building steady structures and foundations. As I'm talking about this, I'm thinking about astrology. It's really standing out to me. I'm hearing something about Pluto, and I don't really know what Pluto's doing. I don't know if it's like entering somewhere or in the middle of a retrograde or something. I know that it's making movements, though. Pluto is making movements. Possible retrograde. I think that's coming up, though. But whatever it's doing these next few weeks, even like the month, it's bringing up a lot of deep emotions, and there's a new phase of maturity and awareness being brought up. Are you exhausted yet? Whether you feel like this now, or if you feel like this in the next coming weeks or a month after this full moon, I wouldn't be surprised. And I feel like it may be because some of you are really digging in your heels and refusing to accept these new lessons that are coming into your life. It may be a lot, but don't give up. And being stubborn won't get you anywhere either. When there is, unexpected struggle, and maybe there is a need for some sort of change of opinion or belief system, it's really important to realize that compromise could be really, really important during this time. That is where mutual respect and fairness takes place. That takes strength. To build a balanced environment and relationships, that takes strength. But there needs to be some kind of discipline to really enforce them, and you must fight to be treated fairly. Sometimes that's just the way it goes. You should really trust your intuition when making decisions. If it doesn't feel right, don't be afraid to test it. And so what if people call you picky? It's the mental attitude that's really, really important. Sometimes we have to remember what the struggle is all for. There is light at the end of the tunnel. You really do have everything. You can have everything. My closing feelings and thoughts about this is really about finding balance between moving forward and moving forward from the past, and everything is good in moderation, and I think a lot of us are experiencing a healing phase, and hopefully our own energy, our own healing, and our own presence will change people for the better. I have this feeling that we're going to be setting good examples. Alright guys, that is all the messages I have for the full moon in Libra. Thank you so much for coming back to my channel and allowing me to deliver the messages and the energy that I was feeling from this full moon. Emotions may be running high, but believe in the impossible. If you want a more in-depth private reading, you can go to the description and you can find all of the information that you need there. You can find me on all socials, and don't be afraid to hit that subscribe button. Thanks again, guys, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.